Welcome to a show about wrestling.
It's a show about wrestling.
I'm Jesse,
I'm Kit.
and today we're talking about a lot of wrestling.
Lots of wrestling.
From the fan perspective, that's us.
We. Okay, so Raw, right off the bat. Started with Miz, Jericho, and Dean Ambrose, where they basically just kind of killed all the momentum Miz had that he got.
I don't know about that necessarily. It killed more of Ambrose's lack of momentum that he had. I think this sunk him further a little bit.
Much like the shakeup itself, it felt very thrown together last minute.
The coat of Jericho, the new jacket of Jericho, definitely got over though. But Jericho
from Paris.
They just got Jericho over more, not Dean.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter that Dean gave him.
Because Dean had a lot of funny little comments. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's not right what you're doing here," and I agree with you that Miz is a stupid idiot. He's like, "But he never said that." Yeah, but he was thinking it, weren't you? Yeah, I was.
That's great.
That was Dean and I get that you took 3 of your best promos and put them in for the start of your show. It went on for 20 minutes straight though.
It didn't feel like 20 minutes.
I could watch a whole episode of Tiger Mask in that time. Think about that.
Were you on your phone while it was on the big screen, or vice versa?
No, I got Crunchyroll. I watch it as soon as it comes out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. but we're gonna get to part of the reason why this is just a prime example why everything's just a fucking mess. As far as storytelling is concerned, this whole superstar shakeup, I get it. Everything feels really fake and branded. As a result, it's I feel like everything you're doing is a business move and not so much a creative move.
It was just WWE as a whole.
Yeah, we need to cater to this market, do this, do that. I think everything since then.
Everything is decided by committee. Everything is written by committee, and you can't do that. It doesn't work. There's too many fingers in the...
Think about how many minutes of that segment consisted of just waiting on the ring crew to change shit up. And them just kind of because they were just talking. That's it. There wasn't, I'm not trying to make an argument for scripted promos, but at least have the bullet points more precise and on point, and make sure I feel like a lot of what you see on Raw is just meant to be filler because they don't care about ratings anymore because it's all about the network. So it's just the only purpose of Raw or SmackDown is to get ad revenue.
So what if they went eventually down the line to a network-only platform, like they weren't on cable? Do you think the product would get better, or would it suffer?
I don't know. It's really hard to say because, NXT's successful, and you can't really use 205 Live as an example because it kind of does ride the coattails of SmackDown in a way. So I wouldn't really include that at all. So I don't know. It's really hard to say for now. It really is. Let's move on to the women's division. Alexa Bliss.
What?
She worked the crowd like a pro.
What?
And she says something along the lines of Alexa Bliss is the greatest. Says what?
What?
And she's like, that's right. And then Bayley happened.
The whole crowd went, for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Undertaker actually did a similar thing back in the day.
Yeah.
And he said something along the lines of, if you sleep with your sister, say what? And everyone was like, what?
Well, that's so out of character for Taker to say.
No, it was perfect for...
it should have been if you raped your mother, say what?
Oh, God. This is a wrestling podcast.
What?
It was American Badass.
Is it?
It was American Badass. It was American Badass, though. It wasn't...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah, or biker sleep
That awesome gimmick.
riding through the South. Yeah, he's from Texas, so it all makes
Yeah,
it all made sense.
I loved that Alexa line. I popped for it. I definitely did.
It's funny how
I went, oh, for 2 seconds.
I feel like Alexa and Charlotte have emerged as the best promos. And I mean, Alexa Bliss, she's pretty good.
Charlotte's
She's
on the
pretty.
blue brand
She's
now.
a fiery little spunky. She's pretty talented in the ring. I like her. She's growing on me.
She's a firecracker. She's a spitfire.
So I was sitting on Reddit and reading, the live discussion as it was happening, as this whole segment was happening, and they're like, "Fuck, Alexa Bliss is like becoming legendary right now." And then Bailey happened. She came out, just bombed horribly, did what Bailey does, and talked super awkward. How long are you going to be able to keep on with the whole, "It was my dream to be a WWE superstar, and now I'm here," and bitch, you're already the fucking champion.
Well, she has
Let's
a new
evolve.
dream now. Don't you know? She wants to kiss a boy. She hasn't even kissed a boy. I think they're trying to completely
They're shaming. Are they kind of shaming abstinence? A lot of kids watch the show, and you're just like,
kind of.
it's kind of just telling women, "Hey, you're telling these little girls,
But it's almost
you haven't
like-
kissed a boy."
It's almost like they're presenting Bailey as a 13-year-old, not just to appeal to
A
13-year-olds.
13-year-old to be ridiculed and
Yeah.
and just to get buried constantly because. Let's be honest here, she sucks balls at promos. So a lot of these girls are gonna, talk circles around her. And here's the funny thing. As everyone was shitting all over Bailey in the live discussion, they go to commercial. We come back. Fuck! Bailey's on commentary now. Stop putting people on commentary just for the sake of putting them on TV.
She said borderline nothing.
There's only a select few people who can really kill it on commentary. Guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Jericho, guys like The Miz, guys like CM Punk. Good talkers. People who actually
who
rely...
of the women's division could be
Charlotte?
on commentary?
Alexa Bliss, maybe? And then
Sasha?
Stephanie McMahon, Sasha. No, everyone else is kind of just really monotone, little things just added to the commentary.
Well, let's delve a little further, in the history of female commentary.
Not this week, not this Sunday. I'm going to beat her. That's the peak of that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think Natalie, Becky, all of them. It just falls flat every time.
You mean Natty? Natalia?
Natty, yeah.
Here's
Here's what's even dumber is that the match. Alexa Bliss, she starts heading towards the back, says screw this match, whatever, and then Bailey's like, no, I'm gonna throw you back in down there. Just it was all so stupid and awkward, and Bailey's delivery is fucking god awful, and it kind of makes you realize how much NXT highlights people's strengths and hides their weaknesses. Because really, I mean, you're not going to find the total package in your talent all the time. You're not going to find the person who's the perfect promo, perfect in-ring wrestler,
oh yeah,
perfect ad lib.
No one's a 10 out of 10.
Don't go there. Anyway. So you're never going to have that. And Paul Heyman was great at this. He was great at taking someone's weaknesses and hiding them and destroying their strengths only and making them stars. I mean, look at Brock Lesnar. He can't cut a promo to save his life.
Yeah. Could someone like Bailey benefit from a Paul Heyman or a manager? There aren't very many managers
It doesn't have to
anymore.
be. I mean, it doesn't have to be Paul Heyman per se, but a person who knows how to cut a promo. I mean, that's why I think we need a resurgence of managers in wrestling. I mean, because right now,
who would be the coolest one to have a manager?
right now, athletically, we have some
Who
of the
can hold her own.
This is the best era as far as in-ring performers are concerned. I mean, because think about it. Think of the last time you and I sat down and watched a pay-per-view from the 80s. We watch wrestling. You sit back. like WrestleMania 3 is legendary, but you sit back and watch WrestleMania 3 and you're just like, oh, these big giant
I'm just gonna go,
roided up globs just
hulking out.
it's just so clumsy. And then you watch today and you see Sami Zayn do a tornado DDT diving through the turnbuckle from the outside, and you never would have seen anything like that back in the day. And so I think now, if there's people who aren't good at promos, and I'm not saying Sami Zayn isn't, but I'm not, if you take people who aren't that good at promos but still kill it in the ring, start a faction, and then maybe make the
Job Squad.
Maybe make like the leader of the faction the best person on the mic, and they could elevate them from there and book them strong from there.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to book someone strong.
You just want to redo the Shield real quick. Shield Part 2, Sami Zayn.
Well, I mean, those were all call-ups. I mean, just take a few people who need to be repackaged and throw them in a stable or give them a manager.
Social Outcast.
But the name,
the League of Nations.
Oh my God, the name doomed them from the start, and the League of Nations in real life didn't last very long either. So that was doomed from the start too. Okay, moving on to Braun Strowman. One thing. I'm not finished with you. It's so cheesy how he was like, when I threw Kalisto in the dumpster, it's like I threw in all of you. And I'm just like,
does that make him a face or a heel? Because the last few weeks he's been a face against.
Who's writing this shit? Oh God. So you put him in a dumpster. Okay.
I am not trash. I am a human.
I am a human for lucha. Lucha's a pride. Like I'm just like, oh God, here we go. This is exactly what I was expecting out of this match in every way. So you do all this work to build up Braun Strowman.
Oh, he's still over as hell.
Oh, he still is, but I mean, his whole thing on this week's Raw didn't do him any favors. You could have taken him off TV entirely, and he would have had way more momentum going into Payback. I think.
What, wasn't this week the dumpster match?
Yeah, he rolled a dumpster off a 3-foot high stage.
It was good until that happened.
I can push my car in neutral.
Everything was good
off a 3-foot stage. Okay.
He should have just. I thought he was going to take it up the ramp and push it down the ramp back into the ring. That probably would have looked more brutal, and it could have cracked the screen.
Yeah, but you can't. Then Braun Strowman wrecks 2 rings 2 weeks in a row. This time at the start of the show. What do you do with the rest of the fucking 2 hours?
That would have been way cooler than the stupid 3-foot drop.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the tease of the walk away. Like, for a monster, how can you be a monster and walk away from half the fights that you pick?
I don't know, but it made him look like a fucking retard, didn't it?
A little bit.
Like a big buffoon.
But we loved it when he did it.
It made him look like a giant buffoon.
It's only because he pushed Roman off of something like 2 weeks ago.
The clumsy slip on the banana. Oop! I lost. And did it do Kalisto any favors?
No.
To get thrown back into the garbage again?
It did him favors that he won it at first, and then Braun just retaliated, so he looked... Yeah, Kalisto looks like he was wrong in all this because he got beat down after it.
Okay.
He looks like it builds him as even more of a babyface.
And it builds Braun as even more of an idiot.
And you don't give a guy a whole new look and a new entrance theme if you're not going to push him. So he's going to be back every week.
You call that a push?
I didn't call it a push, but
I think it would. I think you could have used Curtis Axel, and you would have been just fine.
Yeah, he would have been better to just beat down.
And he would have gotten some TV time for once.
I don't really care.
And then you could have like waited and maybe put Kalisto like in the cruiserweights. You know?
Yeah, I didn't understand why Kalisto is still there and not in the cruiserweights. It doesn't make sense anymore if you're dividing everyone by weight again. It makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know. Little thing came up on the screen. Roman Reigns talking about how sad he is about his brother dying.
It is sad.
And how he can't wait to get his hands on Braun Strowman.
My favorite Rosie thing.
That is...
Let's talk about Rosie for a second.
I mean, we talked about him last week, didn't we?
No, this happened after that.
Oh, well.
I loved him with Hurricane, was it? The superhero in training thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's right around the time I became a fan. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a lot of memories about him. 3-minute warning, superhero in training, but
all I wanted to say was superhero in training.
I just wanted to talk about the absurdity of having him talk about something real, like his real life brother being dead, and then tying that in with my match this weekend at Payback against Braun Strowman. Like, that just came off so...
Like, couldn't they have just separated these two things by, like, even, like, a half hour? Like, have the one...
You could have at the start of
my brother.
Start of the show.
Have one later.
Yeah.
That's, I hate Braun Strowman. Just separate the two.
That makes no fucking sense.
And Braun Strowman's little segment with the card that says, whatever, annoy, whatever.
You could have done so many different things with all of that, and it would have been... You could just tell it was thrown together last minute. Speaking of thrown together last minute, let's move on to the tag team match between Seth Rollins, Enzo and Cass versus the Club and Samoa Joe.
All right.
For the second week in a row.
You tell me how it's bad, and I'll tell you how it's not.
Let's do this. Okay. Straight off. Okay. No. Because I've had second thoughts about it actually when we just talked about it earlier.
And I got a whole thing to explain. So.
I mean, the second week in a row, one of Seth's partners has been injured, and Finn has come to save the day.
This is building tension because they could easily just avoid the issue.
I've heard that idea get thrown around, but I can't give WWE that much credit for doing a Finn Balor long con with the Club.
Both times it's been.
You think it's going to be a Finn Balor long con?
Yeah.
I can't give the WWE that much credit. I'm sorry. I mean, and if it
I don't think they would do this 2 weeks in a row where an authority figure matches up him and Seth, even though they have the tension from last year because Seth fucking injured the shit out of him.
But they're not showing any tension. See,
they both felt robbed for the Universal title.
Here's the fucking problem: is that they're doing more to address the plot holes in an alliance between Jericho and Ambrose. For just a one-night match. And we'll get to how stupid that fucking match was.
That's because the Finn and Seth thing has a long payoff. They're not just going to just go, oh, let's just explain it real quick.
They did so much to actually address it, you know?
And how would they explain it?
And get us there?
Like, oh, they high-fived backstage, now they're bros. Like, that's not how it works.
I just feel like they could have done a lot more to develop Seth Rollins' character, because right now he's not a top guy. He's just lukewarm. I feel
he's the guy. He's a guy.
He's lukewarm. His character's lukewarm. It has hardly any direction. But now he has a finisher, which is actually Kenny Omega's mocking version of the Rainmaker, which, in my honest opinion, looks kind of sloppy and loose.
It seemed like he had just come up with this recently, and it was still working it out. It might get tighter.
Kenny Omega's looks fucking sweet though. His looks like it looks like a bicycle kick turned into a snapping knee.
Yeah.
And it
definitely seemed like
it looks crisp and clean every time he does it. And then you have Seth Rollins debut his move, and not only do you kind of fuck him over on the camera angle, because you can't really see what he's doing, because it was to the back of who I think it was Carl Anderson who he did it to. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It seemed like a giant steamy dump on New Japan. You take Finn, put him against the Club because I don't know.
It was awesome seeing.
There's a whole lot of throw the faces together and the heels together just for the sake of throwing faces and heels together without explaining it. And the only person you really bothered to explain is Dean and Jericho.
For a second, it was awesome seeing Finn fucking fight Carl.
I guess
it was awesome because they know each other so well.
I guess.
Like, forget about the fucking storylines. It's wrestling. It's not about the stories.
It just felt weird. I was like watching your parents kiss.
That's why it's a long con. I have full faith that this is a long con.
Bless your heart.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you.
Okay, so come down to the main event. We're gonna skip through all the cruiserweight stuff because I mean it's so directionless. I feel.
What was there? Mustafa Ali.
Neville, some shit, blah blah blah.
This Neville level thing, it sounds so stupid as Neville level, but if he were to say, you're not on the level of Neville, it would sound way fucking cooler. I may have said that before, but I think it would sound way fucking cooler. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that.
Yep. Yeah. So
Great teams with The Miz.
yeah.
And
Well.
that makes no sense because he was just in a feud with... He's still currently in an unending feud
That's
with
not how you're
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they made it official now that it's not going to be a championship match.
Because
Jinder
Jinder stole it.
That's, we'll get to that.
So they don't have the title to trade hands.
We'll get to that. But
Apparently.
let's talk about the absurdity of having two faces take on a heel in a handicap match. So you have two faces team up on a heel who you've worked so hard to build up on SmackDown before this shakeup. I mean, let's be honest here. Miz coming into the draft, his stock was a lot lower than it was after SmackDown Live. All the shit with Daniel Bryan, he has a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. Before that, he was in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Who, Miz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's moved up, and then I feel like with this, you just kind of make him look like a. I mean,
You're forgetting that he debuted on Raw with the John Cena gimmick that everyone fucking loved for the last 4 weeks.
yeah.
So he came out on a really strong note, and it's been how many weeks since that? 2? 1? Everyone's so quick to they buried him after he lost one fucking time. Oh, they're treating him so badly after one fucking night.
Okay.
After 5 minutes of content. Oh my god.
But at the end of the day, the segment still didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It didn't. If you're gonna do it,
So?
the only way you should do that is if you have. I mean, because you put in all that work to explain why, that they're patching things up between Jericho and Dean for their one night match. We know Jericho's on his way out, so you go through all that work to patch that up. But let's not bother to even allude or add anything story-wise to this whole Seth Rollins deal, or add anything story-wise to why is Bray showing up late? Why did you go through all the effort to explain that alliance, to put them in a handicap match against the heel?
Can't even explain a fucking House of Horrors match.
And then at the end of the day, what happened when Bray came out? Everyone's just like, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense because we haven't seen him all night. Yeah, Bray's the surprise guy. Huh. Well, that was Raw. And then everyone just went home. That's it.
Did it start a possible feud? Was there tension between Miz and Bray during this?
Not really, no. No, not at all. Just a couple guys. Wait, you know what?
Healing out.
Do you know what's... All 4 guys... No, 3 out of 4 are all from SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. So what's the point? Why couldn't that happen on SmackDown 3 weeks ago?
My good old buddy heel pal from SmackDown came here to help me out.
They just kind of flipped.
He's kind of late, though.
Basically,
Yeah.
a little bit.
I don't know.
Or just
Raw sucked. Okay, moving on to SmackDown, which also
it sucked less.
sucked less. To start with the whole Shinsuke segment.
Okay, that whole Raw didn't suck. If Raw was 2 hours, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
We could say that about every episode, though.
See, that's the thing, though. When you're trying to... It's just a 3-hour advertisement revenue generator. And I don't care if it's good or bad, because we're going to tune in next week anyway. And they know it. And that's how it is.
Then we come here and tell them how much it sucked.
And then we come back and watch it again Monday anyway. So
Something.
either way, we come back. We always come back.
We only like the things that we never get to see on TV.
I mean, I had a lot of moments where I was just like, I am so glad New Japan is on the up and up right now. I'm so glad New Japan is bringing in more English content for us American fans. I'm so glad that, you know, with TNA dead in the water, and now it's
Nearly.
just, everyone's just. I don't want to get into
Have
that.
you watched any Impact since the rebranding?
Nope.
It's so sluggish.
I can't get into TNA strictly because I feel like if I get
Principle.
no, if you get in, I used to be a pro TNA guy and anti WWE. I used to be like
the Russo days.
way before that. But it's you get invested in anything that happens in TNA and you know it's gonna be gone before you know it. Like, as soon as I got back into wrestling, I got back into TNA, and then the next thing you know, every single person I saw every week, you know, a month later was on NXT. or Ring of Honor. So, yeah, nothing ever lasts in that company. So, I don't know. I don't care to follow up on it.
Fuck that owl.
Fuck that owl. Okay, so Shinsuke. His first really shitty, weird segment
Yeah, I
on the main roster.
hated this. Well, I hated Dolph. Everything that came out of his mouth, this whole thing. And apparently, being compared to Michael Jackson is an insult. I mean, it can if you take it the one obvious way. But as a performer, like, if you're like, oh, your performance is like Michael Jackson.
Why was he?
It's like, well, that's kind of cool. He put on a great show.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think I was waiting for him to say, yeah, and he also, you know, he spent some time in India, and for a while he had some jacked up teeth and sang in this band.
What, start comparing to the Beatles right now?
He had a mustache. And then he got the AIDS. Like, if you're gonna do all these like legendary comparisons, just make it more and more obscure as you go, I guess. But I mean,
It would just fly over everyone's head like it just did mine.
it did.
Yeah.
And you know what else flew over my head?
Everything still fit with John Lennon, so...
Do you know what's a great idea? Let's take the one guy, the one big star on our roster who's not as good at English, and let's put a mouth guard in his mouth for a promo. Not even to wrestle.
And he didn't even need it.
Like, I got so
Is it
excited.
part of his look?
I got so excited because he had the mouth guard in his mouth that I was like, fuck yeah, finally, we get a Nakamura match.
Is that a thing where Japanese wrestlers have to have a mouth guard or something?
It keeps me from talking.
Yeah, Tozawa has one. Well,
No,
that's my
but-
only
no,
other
but-
example.
But Tozawa still does promos without
Yeah, he
mouth
rips
guard.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know why you haven't put it in. Is it maybe? Is it come down to branding? Are they going to be selling Nakamura mouth guards pretty soon? They want him to keep it in his mouth. I would not be shocked at all.
For a while, Naomi was wearing a mouth guard, a glow-in-the-dark one, but she stopped. I think it was just for her entrance, though.
You mean like a grill in a way, more so? Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was probably a mouth guard.
Okay,
It was like glow-in-the-dark plastic.
so yeah, that kind of. There's still not even a match announced for Nakamura versus Ziggler. I swear to God,
This was the first time they got physical, and it was so quick.
I swear to God, if Ziggler versus Nakamura ends up on the pre-show for Payback,
I don't think there's gonna be anything on there.
I mean it's a Raw pay-per-view, so
They-
I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope
they don't have anything.
I hope they don't try to find a way to squeeze them in there, because then I'll really give up.
They need at least 1 week to build this. How many weeks do they have until what's the next one?
Money in the Bank.
No, there's
No.
a SmackDown one in between.
I believe it is Money in the Bank.
No,
Is it split up?
it's like Revenge or some shit like that.
Well, we haven't done our homework. Fuck me, right? Anyway, let's move on to the tag team match. Or the whole tag team beat the clock challenge. Okay. If you and me got in a fight right now, and I beat you up in like a minute, and then a UFC fighter beat up another guy in 3 minutes, And why do I deserve the shot at the title? You know?
Yeah.
Like how is the timing of a win?
Yeah, what was the point of the first one then?
How does like what if you take if a shitty team beats another shitty team faster than a good team beats another good team? How is that a way of determining who's the better team to and who deserves the shot at the title? It doesn't make sense to me at all. The length of a match.
I mean, if this was a stipulation for something else, maybe.
That's like saying that like the 5-minute Divas match at the beginning of the card back in like 2010, back when, you know, the women's division meant nothing. Like a 3-minute Divas match. That means that they were better performers than the hour-long main event between like John Cena and Randy Orton.
I wouldn't take it that far.
But still,
has there been beat the clock challenges in the past that have worked? Like, what is this a new thing or
no? It's
past?
not. But you're only,
how was it utilized in the past?
But I mean, okay, maybe it would make more sense if you had more tag teams thrown in there and it wasn't just
if it wasn't just
2
4
matches.
Yeah.
Hey, used tools have a match, and whoever has the fastest one, I don't know, you guys get to go for the Usos, whatever, bye.
I guess.
That's not, like, I'd rather have a tournament. At least.
Yeah.
But you don't have enough
It would
stars.
be cool to have 8 teams, and then the winners of those 2, whatever, go on to face each other, and then they're the contender. That makes a little bit more sense.
I don't
Still
know.
has a hole in it, but
I don't know.
they have enough fucking tag teams to do it with. Jeez.
I mean, we all came into it thinking American Alpha was going to win. So I suppose if there's any way to make it more believable that Breezango can be the number 1 contenders, is to have that kind of... But then that makes it crystal clear how it's not a good way to determine number 1 contenders.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everyone... I mean...
Who holds the SmackDown tag titles?
Oh, shit. It's sad that you just had to ask me that. And I can't blame you at all because, you know, like...
The other day, I had to honestly think for a few minutes at who had the WWE, the heavyweight title.
Oh, yeah, we
Like,
haven't seen the Universal title.
Not the Universal,
No, we haven't seen that one since
Yeah, true.
WrestleMania.
But I know who has that one.
I feel like all the titles, I don't know, you just
I know why it has
they're
been.
putting all the titles on ice for these WrestleMania rematches. You know?
I don't get it. For what? Are they saving it for SummerSlam? Are they trying to build up SummerSlam that big?
Is that what you're supposed to do? Just, you know, only give them a little bit, 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 and
Or are
then,
they doing it for Money
and then
in
you
the
just
Bank?
wait for the big 4 to actually try hard. I don't fucking know.
Is Money in the Bank what they're holding for? Is that a dual branded?
I don't know.
I think it's just SmackDown.
I don't know. I'm only worried about Payback. I don't even want to wrap my head around that. So that's going to be a thing. Usos versus Breezango for the championship. Usos are the champs.
Oh.
Yep. Forgot about that. They won it before WrestleMania, remember? Nope.
Because I don't care.
Oh, God.
It would be cool to team the Usos up with Roman. So that would never work. Never mind. We would just boo all 3.
Speaking of throwing guys into the title picture without building them up first, Jinder Mahal.
I don't entirely mind this. It's almost like SmackDown is like, well, they plundered all our talent. Let's just start building another guy up. They did a little too quick, but
and it fits because SmackDown is the land of opportunity.
Indeed.
So.
And I like his little faction that they're going to have with the Bollywood boys.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird that they just threw them together. Like, oh, they're together now because they're Indian. But at least they're both Indian. They're all Indian. They can have like an Indian Punjabi stable.
And that was actually, I mean, that's the whole point. Is they're trying to
at
get
least
out
it
to that
matches.
Indian market.
Yeah.
But why do it with the whole generic, outdated
Yeah.
evil foreigner?
He's a little more a touch of modern evil though. He's like, blah, blah,
He's a
blah.
less controversial.
I like Maharaja. He needs to keep that.
He's a less.
He needs to be the Maharaja forever.
He's a less controversial Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah.
That's all he is. Less, and he's like a Iron Sheik. It's old. It's old, and I'm just glad he doesn't use the camel clutch as a finisher.
Yeah. That's just the default for
What is his finisher?
genders. I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
We're gonna know.
No time to build them up. Like when we're watching that big I'm sorry. When we're watching that big World WWE Championship match.
Wait, who said that?
Gender. That's what he called it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm going to win the World WWE Championship. Oh, fuck, man. This was your one chance.
I like the idea of gender more than actually gender. I feel. Oh, and the Bollywood boys are not. They have a different name.
The Sikh brothers or something like that. The
Yeah.
Singh?
Singh.
The Singh
Because
brothers.
that has historical attachment to wrestling, apparently.
Ah, okay.
So they chose that over.
Yeah, for that Indian market.
Yeah.
And they're all Canadian anyway. So the whole shtick
The whole Canadian
doesn't
Indian
make
market.
sense. Rusev. Speaking of going to places you're not really from or want to be.
He's actually from Bulgaria.
Yeah, he's from Bulgaria. He lives in America, and he says that if he does not get a title match by Money in the Bank, he is going back to Bulgaria. I mean, you could just go to Japan. Why go halfway?
Yeah.
Just fly all the way over to Japan. You'll do great
I think
there.
that would be too big of a threat, though. Like, I don't think WWE would allow that for their content.
Oh my god.
Like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna run away to Japan." They're like, "Fuck no, no one's running to Japan. We don't talk about Japan,
Dude.
except a little bit when it's to push one of our."
I'm
guys
just
like
picturing
yourself.
right now Bad Luck Fale versus Rusev.
Oh, that would be so cool,
And it would be strong style and like all the...
dude. Even like someone like Naito, that'd be so sweet.
No, strictly big dudes. I just want to see him.
Just the big dude.
I want to see like him in a match with like War Machine and like I just want to see him go toe to toe with like a bunch of big
with like
Ishii.
Bushi.
Ishii. Tell me
Yeah.
you're Ishii. Oh, Makabe. Ah. In a chain match because they both love wearing chains at some
He would
point.
do very. Did he? No, WWE's his first, right? He's homegrown.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
homegrown. Yeah.
So he doesn't have that experience.
We're probably going to do an episode pretty soon about wrestlers who would probably fare better off in WWE if they wanted to reboot their careers and, do it their way. Because I feel like if you're coming from WWE into New Japan, I feel like you can say how you want your character to be. Like Cody, for example. And from there, you can build your stock back up in Japan as an in-ring performer and as your own character with your own creative control, and then come back and be the person you want to be.
Oh yeah, and like
Case in
3
point,
years, Cody's
Luke
gonna be
Gallows.
the biggest star in WWE.
Who?
Like, Cody, in like
Yeah.
3, 4, maybe early as 2 years.
Yeah, give it time.
Yeah.
What happens? What happens if like Kenny Omega and Adam Cole go to WWE? Who takes the mantle as the leader of the Bullet Club then? Cody,
The grandson of Palmer.
the American Nightmare. There you go. That'd be perfect. And then he comes back, and then you just Bullet Club just taking over, as always.
So Charlotte got attacked by some heels,
Yep.
and their parents also wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
How convenient. Did they do that 2 weeks ago with Tamina?
They killed the match.
Tamina.
They killed the match.
Duh.
And they,
I still love Ellsworth. I
it
don't
was a
care
pretty
about
decent main event
anyone
too.
else.
It was a pretty
Okay.
decent main event. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're both pretty damn good in the ring, Naomi and Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
And Charlotte's become probably my favorite promo, of any woman wrestler ever. She can cut a fucking promo.
Still can't fucking woo.
Woo!
She's getting better. I heard a solid woo a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, Charlotte. That's the best woo I've ever.
Maybe do your own kind of woo.
Yeah, she'd just be like, woo.
Woo.
Oh God! If she did a fucking sarcastic woo.
Let's not get into
woo.
Zack Ryder territory.
No,
though.
just one.
Just one woo.
We're not woo woo woo.
Woo.
Never comes back.
Ouch, personally. Man. I just think he needs a different gimmick. I never liked his gimmick. Has anyone?
I love Mojo Rawley the way he is. Mojo Rawley gets the hype gimmick because he's way more hype than Zach's not hype at all. He's hardly hype. He jumps around a little bit.
He ain't hype.
He ain't hype. Mojo's hype.
Okay, last
He's
of all.
got bros in different area codes.
Last thing I want to add. By the way, I'm not sure if they
have the whole page.
Did they have a Nakamura Dolph Ziggler dark match? I'm not sure. If they did, that would have been for like the 4th week in a row, which is sad. They've been doing it just about every week.
Dolph?
They've had Knock and Dolph save for the end of the show, post TV in the dark match. So I don't know how long you're gonna keep doing it. I don't know. This whole week for WWE just kind of felt very uninspiring for me, and I felt like
Do you think they're focusing more on their pay-per-view content because it's network based, and they want everyone watching the network? It's kind of further evidence that they're eventually going to make a full switch. It's probably a few years down the line, or their own station on cable.
I don't know about that. That might be too much of a overhaul there.
They have plenty of fucking content to fill it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're better off.
I think this is gearing up.
I think if they try to just be their own Netflix or something, I think they're better off that way. But
it's definitely gonna stay successful.
So yeah, we'll get the payback predictions here in a minute. First, I just want to talk about. Let's talk a little bit about NXT. What do you think of Ruby Riott?
I love her.
You love her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in love. Not like she's not like a Becky or a Renee.
I like how she doesn't have to be.
But I love her.
She doesn't look like a model at all.
Oh, none of them have to.
She just looks like a girl who can kick your ass.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be. That's how I always wanted it to be.
I really want a Ruby Riott shirt where one of the sleeves is a short sleeve and one is a long sleeve. That would be sweet.
One thing, this is completely unrelated, but I don't get it when a person has like a longer like septum on their nose and then they pierce it.
Yeah, she does have a witch nose.
Where your septum comes down. Where like droops beneath your nostrils a little bit. Why would you pierce that? I don't know.
I like her piercing. I like her tattoos. I like her attitude.
Yeah.
She hasn't been given too much of an opportunity to like shine or anything yet.
But right off the bat, you immediately know that she's better than
most everyone.
Than
and she
Peyton
teamed up
Royce
with
or
the team of top baby faces for that cage match attack on the outside.
Exactly.
So she's on the inner circle of the NXT baby faces.
Yeah.
I guess. She's being billed as that.
They're building it up.
She's one of the bros.
I wonder if she's gonna win that battle royal
I hope so.
To take on Asuka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll win. And Asuka will come up at Money in the Bank.
Honestly, I think you should just keep Asuka undefeated.
Yeah.
Keep her undefeated all the way up until the main, and then make her
all the way up until she can fight Goldberg.
And then have her relinquish the NXT title. Then come into the main roster undefeated.
Nah, I just want her to hold up all the belts and then just show up on Raw and take that belt, or show up on SmackDown, whatever, and just have all the belts.
You know what would be really cool?
If there's anyone to do it with, it's motherfucking Asuka.
If there's anyone to have a unified women's championship belt that's half red and half blue, It would
be Asuka?
It would be Asuka's belt.
Yeah.
Because that's her look.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, it would match her hair. So it would work.
Yeah. I generally like Ruby Riott.
Don't unify anything yet, though. Actually, you know what? Maybe unify the WWE Championship and make the WWE Champion like a traveling champion. Are they keeping the Universal title off TV just so they can like maybe like redesign it?
I don't know.
I hope so. Because they know that everyone hates it. So they're thinking like
it's just exactly the same as the other one, just red.
So like maybe
Why does everyone hate it so much?
maybe one day like Paul Heyman comes out and he presents the new belt as it's around Brock's waist. You know?
Oh yeah, that would be cool to bring back the specific titles, like the Smoking Skull or the Bullhorn.
Or just bring back the winged one. I mean, there were a lot of cool concept belts that came out before they released the Universal title, and that's why everyone shat all over it, because...
But what I'm saying, Stone Cold had his own belt, The Rock had his own belt,
Yeah.
Brock needs his own belt with like some design on it that's totally is the
I don't know about having a...
The Sword of Damocles.
You mean the dick sword? That's
Well,
what it is. It looks like a giant dick.
Not really.
It looks like
That's using your imagination if your dick looks like that. Or I feel sorry for you.
Okay, if a sword looks like that, I'm not buying it. Okay.
It's a sword with a hilt, with a grenade, with brass knuckles. How is that not badass? Yeah, no, it's not. But I'm saying that's kind of his logo a little bit. So that would be on there right next to some Jimmy John's J's. That would be on his belt.
Getting back to NXT, the main event was Jack Gallagher versus Tyler Bate. Battle of the mustaches, the no knee pads, the no elbow pads, just the gentleman with big old,
Gentlemanly grapple.
with big thighs.
Yeah, they're a little
couple short fellows. Jack got a bigger crowd reaction from the NXT Full Sail crowd, mind you, than Tyler Bate.
Because he's had build
And Tyler,
WWE.
Yeah, but-
in WWE.
if there's any crowd, I would expect the crowd to at least give somewhat of a shit about Tyler Bate.
The live crowd isn't as smarky as we give them credit for. I mean,
The Full Sail crowd is as smarky as you'd give them. They are only in it for themselves half the time. You'd think they do some Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate, or do something that the British did, because they like it. They like taking the British chance
Yeah.
and using them in the Full Sail
Or maybe
arena.
it's just the fact that he's had no build, so we can't fall in love with him.
And his music sounds
And
like
Jack
fucking.
has had plenty of fucking
Yeah.
build, and we all love him.
What do you think of Tyler Bate's theme song?
It sounds like
Stock music?
No, it sounds like Peter Gabriel, or not Peter Gabriel. Yeah, Peter Gabriel.
I feel like it's like the end credits music to some like daytime talk show.
No, it's definitely a Jimmy Hart version.
Oh.
Like a close, but
Speaking of daytime talk shows, we did not cover this week because I didn't know about it. But CM Punk was on a local daytime talk show in Chicago
oh yeah.
on 420, and he came out in favor of drug legalization, especially weed legalization.
Huh.
CM
Has he
Punk.
turned a new leaf, or
He's
does he
pro
just-
medical marijuana.
Well, yeah, that's sensical.
It is sensical, but CM Punk.
See, CM Punk is a
when
smart man.
when the straight edge guy,
He understands that although he is straight edge, others benefit
and
from
he talked about how it
you.
tied into like big pharma and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
He's a smart guy.
come back to.
Okay.
Can you be
and-
vocal? Like, I remember during like breast cancer month, he was very vocal about how like Susan G. Komen was like a full of shit piece of shit company that just exploits breast cancer for money. Like, and he was like, yeah, if WWE really gave a shit about breast cancer, they wouldn't be going to Susan G. Komen. And everyone was like, oh, like it was crazy. He shits on all of their campaigns. One thing we did not talk about on SmackDown.
Talking smack?
Be a star.
Oh.
Yeah, moving JBL on. Are they moving JBL on to Talking Smack?
They're
and
moving
taking him off common.
Yeah.
To take him off TV until
They're
this
hoping
whole.
this blows over.
Yeah, is that what they're trying to do? Because I mean,
Probably. We got to talk about Baron Corbin real quick and Talking Smack since we're talking about Talking Smack. Because he is apparently suspended for 1 week for pushing a referee.
You know,
anyone who saw this push, it was actually pretty brutal.
I've seen worse things happen to referees, so...
No, he pushed this guy across the fucking room. He flew, like, he was in the air, flew, his head hit the fucking wall. Like, it was bad. Did you see it?
It's not a real suspension, though.
It's, what, a suspension of disbelief?
It's a work.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Because mind you, all...
But it did look brutal.
All managers and all referees are all trained wrestlers.
And Barron did the exact thing that Booker T did when he dropped an N-bomb. He was just like, shit. Like, that was a genuine reaction. Like, I was not supposed to push this dude that hard. Like, well, I was not supposed to send him across the room.
This is why all referees and managers all get training first.
Yeah.
They don't just learn how to slap their hands on a mat.
I think
no, they know how to take a bump.
I think there might be a grain of salt to this, but yeah, it's probably part of
the problem is that
I think it's something that...
How do you follow up?
We're going to do this, but yeah, you did fucking push this guy way
but
too hard.
how do you follow up with that the next time someone hits a ref and you don't suspend them?
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I liked the idea of finally bringing some violence to Talking Smack. They haven't done that at all before, so that was kind of
all right.
cool.
Before we wrap this up, we've got a few just quick little things to throw at you. WWE and Impact have apparently come to an agreement on the state of the broken gimmick. Apparently, hopefully, we see that soon. Miz wants to join the DC Cinematic Universe. That's DC Comics, and he wants to play the character Booster Gold, which I think is perfect, actually.
Miz is a good actor.
Yeah,
I think
not bad.
I mean, because there's a reason why they put him on the mic so often. There's a reason why they gave a guy.
And Booster Gold would be perfectly cast. He's an arrogant movie star. Like, it's perfect.
Hell, I wouldn't mind seeing both Cody and Miz in the same production.
And Ryback claims Jinder is absolutely on steroids. Do we trust anything Ryback says?
If Ryback says someone's on steroids, he might want to.
Yeah,
he might want to give it a second look. Because I mean, if he's saying it, shit, man.
We already talked about Rusev, and Tajiri is not coming back.
And Shelton Benjamin isn't.
Oh yeah, that was the other one I couldn't find. Shelton Benjamin is apparently, didn't he sign with someone else? Isn't that what happened?
No, but I am hoping that he might show up in Suzuki Gun. And New Japan.
That'd be cool.
What was so funny? Why are you giggling?
Just Shelton Benjamin straight to Japan?
I mean, Shelton X Benjamin.
X Benjamin.
That's what they call him in Japan. Shelton X Benjamin. And he'd be perfect for a Suzuki Gun. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I'd rather see him do that than float around in the mid-card with 50-50 booking on SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm sad to not see Tajiri back.
He's almost 50 though.
Yeah, true. And he didn't need to be fucking around with all these cruiserweights anyways. He should have just been like a Gold Dust or something on the mainland. Well, not like Gold Dust.
He could be the new Mr. Fuji, and he could lead a whole... You could have a Japanese... You could have an Eastern invasion. You know?
Yeah.
Invasion from the East.
But yeah, it would have been cool to just have him hanging out on the main roster, doing shit here and there, that kind of role. If we got to actually see him, though. Anyways. And now, payback predictions real quick. Let's just run through these, because we're going to do a whole rundown next week of the whole card. So let's just give our predictions real quick.
Too bad we don't have a piece of paper in front of you, so we're going to have to... you have to go through and re-listen to this when we write down all of our predictions.
I'll have to listen to the whole thing.
Oh, anyways, great.
KO versus Y2J. Who you got?
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the fact that we're just throwing together the Finn Balor and The Miz in a Miz TV segment on the pre-show.
Yeah. Well, neither of them have a program as of yet. They don't have a story yet.
Yeah.
There's only been a tiny build with the Finn and Seth, so...
Still, it's just throwing two people in a ring.
No, it's built.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Anyways, KO versus Y2J. Who you got? KO's champ. Who you got? It's a little obvious, just like all the KO versus Y2J ones.
Jericho's on his way out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Kevin. Oh, Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson have a pre-show match because reasons.
Not too sweet.
Hey, Wait a minute. There you go. Back to back. On the pre-show. Finn Balor segment. Club segment.
I guarantee they don't acknowledge.
Nope, not gonna do shit. Because if you would have done it during the actual pay-per-view. So
yeah, don't get both of us excited for a moment.
oh god.
Anyways, who you got?
Who I got for KO?
Yeah, it's
KO.
obvious. Okay.
Duh. You'd be stupid to
Hardys versus Cesaro. How you put it? I like Cesaro better.
Is it Cesaro? I don't know.
No, it's there was a great one online. Never mind, I'll think of it.
Well, I think that now that they're
Dublin 07.
oh god, I love actually
Yeah.
Dublin 07. Okay, so now that you have the Hardys and you have the Hardys they have the green light to do the broken gimmick. Maybe they're gonna lose the title. Maybe Matt Hardy gets bro kicked really fucking hard in the head,
And then he'll be bro.
and then he comes back on Raw.
Oh my god.
And
He
so
could bro kick and then he's broken. Then he's broken.
the breaking begins.
No, he's bro, like BROUGH.
the brokening. The broken.
Broken.
The brogue.
Yeah. Sheamus breaks him and then he's broken. You're not broken, I'm broken.
Brother Nero, I've been broken. McMahon.
But yeah, I have Hardys.
God.
If the news is true, then Hardys are gonna stay champs for a little while, and then they can finally acknowledge the expedition of gold. Maybe
Of course.
they might acknowledge it. They might not.
Of course.
All right, Bray versus Randy in a non-title gimmick match. I like gimmick matches. Like the way you wrote this, it sounds a little derogatory, but I like gimmick matches, so frig off. But they're not gonna do this well, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
want to care about the cruiserweights. I really do.
I have Randy.
I
have Orton winning. Because Bray doesn't win. He's gotten to win 3 times.
I don't even care.
That's it.
I don't care. I don't care.
I hope this House of Horrors thing is cool and not just a rehash of the thing they were doing last, like, October, when he was going
the minute you said Bray and Randy, I just kind of like zoned out. Like, no joke. Like, I just started thinking about like, oh, what else is next? Oh, cruiserweights. Don't care about them. Don't care about Bray and Randy.
Austin Aries. I have Roman wins everything.
How much you went about? I wouldn't be surprised if the House of Horrors match either ends up being like a deletion, where it's.
I hope someone gets deleted. That'd be awesome.
Or is it going to be like one of those, cinematic, not...
Oh.
Yeah, is it going to be like that? Or is it going to be...
No, it's saying that they're going to end up in the ring.
Or is it basically going to be the Ambrose Asylum match, kind
They eventually fight their way into the ring.
Oh, they start out and they come in?
Yeah. Which makes no sense why Bray was saying you'll never escape the House of Horrors. Because obviously they're going to escape the House of Horrors and get to the ring.
Can you try, please? WWE? Just try. Just try to write something that makes sense. Try to put something together
This whole last few
and
weeks
build something up.
have Vince written all over him. It's Vince shoving his dick and everything.
Oh, God. I'd hate to be the writing staff right now. I'd hate to be the one to give Vince the script for Monday and not hear a goddamn thing back from him until 3 o'clock on
Right.
the day of the show.
And there's 20 people on the writing team. Why do you need that many people? It needs to be like 2 to 4 guys
make us do,
per show.
especially when it's me and you.
That's too many guys.
Too many cooks.
That's too many.
Too many.
Why are there so many cooks?
Too many cooks. Too many cooks.
Anyways, Neville versus Austin Aries.
Don't care. Don't care.
Why not?
I want to care. I want to care.
Neville and Austin have been doing pretty good stuff.
I do.
But you don't care.
I don't care.
But why don't you care? You can't really sing that response, but
Yeah, I was trying to ponder and sing it back. I just don't. I don't know. I just either you're the right good shit or you don't.
you're just not on the Neville level. I have a double. I don't know why I can't.
I don't even.
double A.
Do I just realize we just bitched and complained about Bray and Randy and even throw in my pick.
I have Orton.
I got Orton too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense
You
for
gotta
Bray
make
to
him-
win.
gotta
Oh
make
wait,
him-
there's no title, so anyone can win. Then
Yeah.
I have Bray. I changed mine to Bray then. He can't lose his own match.
Either way, like, what do you get out of it? Randy loses, and then okay, maybe
Then he's the Serpent Killer.
maybe
the Viper Killer.
Maybe Jinder seems more likely of a win after Randy loses. Is that what you're doing? And then you build up Bray? I don't know.
But we have to.
I'm gonna go. I'm going with Randy. I think Randy's gonna win.
Okay.
Neville. I think Neville's gonna win.
I think A Double's gonna win.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna switch that. Yeah, A double. I'm gonna go with A double. Austin Aries.
Roman versus Braun. Roman. I picked.
Duh.
Duh.
I don't.
I would love it if Braun won though.
Have
It's
we?
not for anything. He could win. There's no reason for him
So
not to win.
have we disagreed on anything yet?
I don't remember. We'll
Going on the
we'll
list.
figure it out later.
KO, Hardys. I don't know. I don't expect the Hardys to lose.
Yeah, we've all picked the same thing so far. Rollins, Joe. I have Joe.
I have. I don't know. Fuck, man.
I don't really either,
That's
but
the
I
thing
feel
with all
like
this 50-50 booking is that, like, I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I don't know what it's going to do for the storyline.
But that's
I
so
don't-
good.
I'm so,
I guess. We don't know what's going to happen, so that's good, right?
or we don't know if
We're
it's
not supposed to know what the outcome will
It's
be.
not so much that. It's the. Do we know if it's going to mean anything?
Oh, it's definitely
That-
not.
Yeah, that's the
None of
problem.
this means anything.
The problem is that it doesn't mean anything.
There's
That's
not
the
a
thing.
single title on the line. Oh, no. Yeah, there is. There's
No,
3 titles on the line.
There's 4. There's 4.
titles.
There's 4.
Never mind.
4. But we wouldn't know that because they barely bring it up. And,
Yeah, and not in
you
the
know.
places that you would normally think they would be.
And it's the Raw pay-per-view, and where's the Universal title?
Yeah.
Where to be found?
No, it's a Raw pay-per-view with a bunch of SmackDown people. And then the last one, Bailey versus Alexa. They've been building up Alexa, so it's got to be Alexa.
I don't even. Let's not even call it a pay-per-view because it just feels like a crossover network special. That's all it feels like. I think Alexa. I think Alexa Bliss is gonna win.
So yeah, we agreed down the board. Wait, no. You never gave one for Seth and Joe.
Joe. Fuck.
Although Rollins needs it more
Yeah. But what do you?
at this point in time. They both need it, actually.
No, Joe needs it more. Rollins had his WrestleMania win.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go with Sheamus and Cesaro for that one. That way, we're a little bit.
Sheamus and Cesaro. Do.
That way, we are somewhat different. And you never put in your pick on Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson.
I thought it was obvious.
Okay. Okay.
Wrapping it up right now.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up. Okay. So we'll see how it all goes. I really don't care that much about it. There's more interesting stuff going on right now outside and backstage than actually on TV right now. Like Vince making a movie about himself, apparently. We'll see how that
I
goes.
was gonna look into that. I think it's
Leave it-
actually like ESPN or HBO or something.
Yeah.
It's not actually him making it about
He
himself.
wants creative control over it.
Of course he does.
Oh, God.
Who would... Last thing of the night, who would you cast as Vince? What actor?
Jack Nicholson.
George Clooney.
Oh, no. Don't give him... No.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
No.
So perfect.
I don't know.
Or some really good character actor. Garrett, no.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah!
Perfect! Yes! We can all agree on Daniel Day-Lewis. All right, it's settled. All right, guys. That's been our show.
Or Josh Bro.
Stuff's right here and right there. You know, it's down in the description or up, and you know, the other stuff. It all depends on what format you're watching. It might be in any direction, but
it's been up the whole show.
You know where to find it. It's been up above our heads this whole fucking time. I'm Kip.
I'm Jesse.
And this has been a show about wrestling.
And we love you.
And it's a show about wrestling. And bye.